some of the world's toughest regiments, including 9 Para, the Royal Marines and the Special Boat Service.
And now Ant Middleton is revealing how he pushed himself to his limits, both mentally and physically, in his new book, Military Mindset, and why he believes that mastering your mindset is always the first step to success, whatever your goal might be.
Absolutely, and Ant joins us now. Good morning, Ant.
It's good to be back, guys. Good to be back.
It's lovely to see you.
Can I just ask, Harry, who you saw there, who won the Pride of Britain, I mean, you'll know he's a former Gurkha, so he has a discipline like you would understand. The mindset for somebody who has lost both their legs to climb Mount Everest, the highest mountain in the world, must be extraordinary.
It's phenomenal, isn't it? You know, to think that you can do that, you know, let alone just the recovery, you know, being a W amputee, to go, right, during my recovery, I'm going to go and climb Mount Everest.
Yeah.
It's absolutely phenomenal. And talk about military mindset.
Yes.
He is the epitome of the military mindset, and that's why I've written the book, because the last couple of books I've written have been about self-help, you know, zero negativity, the fear bubble. And my publisher said to me, he said, where did it all start? Where did this military mindset start from? And I've said to him, look, when I was 16 years old, when I joined the military, you know, and I look back on the military mindset that we have, and Harry has as well. When you push yourself physically, you know, not only physically, psychologically and emotionally, a lot of people forget about the emotional triggers and the emotional side where we push ourselves. There's not much that will phase you once you get through the other side. And, you know, talk about Harry being the epitome of that. You know, talk about pushing yourself physically. You know, then psychologically to be able to think that you can climb the highest mountain in the world. So I went back to my roots, and that's where military mindset came from.
And you've looked at military leaders from the past as well, who sort of, you can look at and see how they inspired the troops that were under their command.
Yes, I wanted to see how that military mindset back in the day, you know, Alexander the Great, you know, the Zulu warriors, you know, the mindset that they had to overcome certain situations, to win certain battles. And I sort of wanted to relate it to the modern day mindset, military mindset, and it doesn't differ too much. And ultimately what it shows is that, you know, once we take charge of our minds, once we make our minds work for us rather than against us, which a lot of people do, we can achieve amazing things. Now you put a group of individuals like that together, there's nothing that we can't achieve.
But it's also knowing, because you do mention, as you just said there, Alexander the Great in the book, and you talk about what a phenomenal leader he was.
Absolutely.
In what way what were his strengths?
He led by example.
Yeah.
That's what we try to do as military individuals, is we lead by example. We roll our sleeves up. We lead from inside the group, not outside the group. And Alexander the Great was the epitome of leading from inside a group. They'd done a 60-day trek across the desert where they ran out of water within days. And the troops found water. They went to Alexander the Great first of all and said, look, you drink first, you're our leader, you need to lead us the way, you know, show us the way. And he said, no, no, no. He said, I drink last. He said, my troops drink first, I will drink last, I will show you the way, I will still lead the way, but we will suffer together, and I will suffer as your leader the most. And I thought to myself, wow, that is what great leadership is about, because if you have a leader like that that you can look up to, then you'll fight through anything, almost anything.
You talk about, one of the really interesting things about is when you get your mind to work with you rather than against you. And I think in Harry's story, who climbed Mount Everest, what the fascinating thing is how he really lost his way when he was going through rehab, and he lost his way because he wasn't sure how he was going to cope. I think the prejudice towards disabled people in Nepal was weighing heavily on him, and he started drinking, and he was drinking too much, and he really had to find his route back together, purpose, and get his mindset set just in terms of moving forward. And there's been times in your life as well, Ant, because we see you now excelling and doing all these amazing things, but there's been times in your life as well where you've lost your way a little bit, and it's been really, really difficult, and your mindset hasn't been as focused and as driven. Yeah,
you know, and when you go through those situations, and you did talk about Harry, I've spoken to Harry in depth, you know, he said to me, you know, you can take my limbs away, but there's one thing that you can't take away, is the way that I think, is my mindset. Even though the situations and people like myself where we can get distracted and our minds can work against us, ultimately when we rein it in and we think about what we have, you know, the one thing that we do have that no one can take from us is the way that we think. You know, if you think about a nightmare, you're going to live a nightmare. You know, but if you think about, you know, your goals and you think about what you can achieve as an individual and you focus on yourself, and that's when your mind starts to work for you rather than against you. And, you know, these great people like Harry and, you know, a lot of people that I know, including myself, I always go back to thinking, you know, ignore the distractions that's going on, take charge of my mind, you know, and then you start to decision make a lot better.
Yeah.
It's hard, though, and we've seen more recently the tragedy of Liam Payne losing his life. And as you know only too well, because you became a very good friend of his, a big brother towards him, that the mindset and actually getting lost in that can be really, really detrimental. I think that show that you did with him, Straight Talking, was an extraordinary sort of exploration of his life, his world, and that relationship. We've got a lovely clip where he talks so frankly and openly about some of the demons that he's been facing.
There's times where that level of loneliness and people getting into you every day, like I say, just every so often you're like, when will they send? You just have really great people. Just really great people around you and just finding out a different way of looking at it. Like you say, you know, when things start to pile on top of each other, that's when it can really get you. You've really got to change your view about it. There's only one thing you control within that situation, it is you.
Yeah. It's amazing hearing you talk about that now and the tragedy of losing him at such a young age. I wonder, firstly, how you're doing, because I know you were close to him.
Yeah. Yeah, I was on a sort of PR tour for my K2 documentary that airs in Australia today, and my book, Military Mindset, that launches today as well. So it was funny because whilst I was on that PR tour in Australia and in the UK, everything sort of segued onto Liam. Of course. Which, you know, I don't mind talking about Liam. He was a great friend of mine, a super positive guy. But then I relate back to, you know, what I'm doing and, you know, especially Military Mindset. It's okay having those moments, you know, of being distracted or of non-clarity, shall we say, when the mind is fogged and you're easily distracted. And like Liam said there, it's about the people around you. You know, we can only do so much by ourselves. And it's very, very important, even if it's just a phone call, it's just a text. That's what me and Liam used to do, you know, all the time. A phone call, a text. I used to go and see him, you know, at the drop of a hat, because I knew that he just needed someone by his side. Not necessarily someone to chat about or to vent about, but just someone there, someone that's present. And, you know, when I look back on the interviews and everything that we've spoken about since, because we remained great friends since then, it's just the power of someone being present in your life. Even if someone doesn't want to talk, just, you know, being emotionally aware, you know, are you okay? I might not want to talk, but just that question, you recognising that something's not right, that in itself will get you through to the next day. And when you suffer with mental health issues, it's about getting through day by day, not week by week, month by month. It's day by day. So if you think that someone's suffering or if you feel something's not right, just ask a question. Because I guarantee you, even if they don't want to talk, that question will go, someone's thinking about me. That's all I need to get through to the next day.
Yeah.
And sometimes it's just to be on the end of a phone or to be there and just to take that moment. When was the last time you spoke to him? Is there anything you feel you could have done?
See, it's been I've been really busy, and Liam's being the mega star that he was, you know, you can imagine how busy he was. So, you know, I spoke to him on the phone probably about 8 months ago, but text since. And it's, you know, I remember just the beginning of the year, January, February, March, I was away in Australia doing Dancing with the Stars, right? And I look at it now and I think to myself, God, we're at the end of October already. Yeah. And where did the time go? And it only feels like I was at Liam's, like, yesterday. Yeah. You know, of course it does, because we're all so busy. Yeah. So, of course we can do more. Of course, you know, it's lessons like this from such a negative situation that we must draw from. We must look at the positives and go, right, actually, let's reach out to people. Yes. You know, that even if we don't think, you know, how long ago did I speak to someone? How long ago did I send a text to someone? And it's just made me think, you know, even though we're so busy with our lives, just if you've got 5 minutes, you've got 2 minutes and, you know, you're thinking about someone, don't just think about them. Let them know that you're thinking about them.
Yeah.
There's some amazing lessons in the book, and I love sitting down and talking to you. We've done so many chats over the years about mindset and where it's come from, and I just think that it's an extraordinary thing to know that you can help other people, you can help yourself as well. I still can't quite correlate the Ant Middleton that I know doing Dancing with the Stars in Australia and doing brilliantly.
He did draw the line at one thing, though.
Oh, yeah.
Spray tan.
No, I'm gutted you didn't get into the spray tan because I could see you getting to addicted.
He did the sparkles, did the Cuban heels.
I've done the wigs and everything.
But I love the fact that you said when they asked you, you felt fear.
Yeah. Yeah, so when they asked me to do it, you know, I felt fear, you know, and that's when I knew that I needed to say yes, because I always say there's no growth in comfort. I always try to lead by example. I always try to practice what I preach. But when this came up, it was such a segue that I thought to myself, right, listen, if I say no, that's the easy option. That's the easy option out, and, you know, it's almost resting on my laurels from what I've done before. And I always like to rewrite my story. So Dancing with the Stars was just another chapter.
I love it. Well, the book Military Mindset is out today.
Yes.
Thank you for joining us.
Thanks for coming out.
Brilliant.
Sharing
Lovely
some
to have a
thoughts
chat.
on the
Great to be back.
Thanks for visiting our This Morning YouTube channel. We upload tons of new content every single day. So hit the subscribe button, like all the videos, and don't miss out. We'll see you in the morning.
Aww.
Si joins us now. It's
Gorgeous.
I imagine it's sort of tinged watching those things back. Si, so many amazing, wonderful memories, but also poignant because, of course, Dave isn't here with us in the studio.
Yeah, it's an adjustment, that's for sure. That's for sure. He's a miss. You know, even just complaining at me on the telephone. You know, and you know, because it was, you know, he was my best mate, and actually he still is my best mate. You know, that never goes, does it? So
No.
yeah, but he is a miss, and it's just a bit odd. It's all a bit odd.
Have you found the whole process difficult, or are you still dealing with it? How do you feel?
Well, the process was slightly... The grieving process started quite a long time ago for me, because it's a very personal thing, isn't it?
Yeah.
So when Dave was diagnosed, you know, it was a big diagnosis. So it kind of started... It started then, really, for us, because it was all about the fight, and that's what we concentrated on, just about the fight. So that was easier in a way, to be involved at the centre of it with Dave's wife and family as well, you know, and another close friends. So it was a different. Grief is a very individual journey, isn't it?
Yeah.
It's not,
and it's different on different days as well.
Well, yeah, because it's about an adjustment. It's about an emotional adjustment of loss, really, isn't it? And the things that are no longer tangible, and that's quite an existential thing to get your head around.
That's the bit that you say is odd.
That's the bit that's odd.
Okay, it's funny because talking to people and they talk about grief coming at you like in waves, and you'll be busying around, and you'll be doing something, you think, oh, I'm just going to tell Dave about this because he'd love this.
Yeah.
And there's suddenly that realisation when you go to pick up the phone.
That's so true, that, Ben, because there's the amount of times that I've gone, I've not heard from that tour rag for ages. and I go, oh, man. You know, and it's just...
The absurdity of that, but also the reality of that is raw for you, Si.
Yeah, well, look, it's raw for anybody that loses somebody, you know. But there are two things that are certain in life. You begin it and you end it. The bit in the middle is about what you do with it. So, and Dave, I have to say, had he loved his life. He lived it to the full, and he was joyous to be around because, you know, I had way less courage than Dave did, because he'd do stuff that I'm going, you've got to be kidding, I'm not doing that. Like Strictly Come Dancing, for instance, absolutely loved it. Could he dance? Could he, Nelly? But it was just amazing to watch.
And we loved it because of that.
Yeah, because of that, because it was a heart and soul performance, as you always got with Dave, you know, that's who he was, you know.
Well, exactly like you said, it's what you do in the middle that really counts. You're spot on with that. And I think what you guys did is you touched people in a way that they just loved. And it's not just the cooking and the recipes, it's the adventure, and it's watching two mates have a brilliant time together. You could almost be doing anything, weirdly.
Well, I think, you know, I have to say, you know, that we never, there wasn't a day that went by doing what we did. We always used to say it's like winning the lottery, but like better. Because we're two working class lads from the north, and it's been such a privilege. You know, it's been such a privilege to do and to see the world that we live in, and to talk to the wonderful people that sometimes are completely diverse from the culture that we know and understand, and are completely different. And it was just joyous to give them the opportunity. Dave and I always approached the bikers as we were conduits for other people's stories. We had our crack and laugh when we were cooking together, but it was about everybody else. It was never about us, and we always pursued that. And if you pursue that, and it's honest and it's full of integrity, then everything else follows. And we were never that analytical about it. We just thought, somebody's bound to find out that we're getting away. Well, we're really getting away with this, aren't we? It's just... And it was just such a lovely atmosphere to be part of. You know?
I think there's something special. If you look at the success of a programme like Mortimer and Whitehouse Gone Fishing...
Oh, wonderful.
Two great mates. That's what we were enjoying watching, the fishing or the cooking with you and Dave.
Yeah.
You know, we're just watching you be together, and that brings us joy.
Oh, well, that's lovely. That's a very lovely thing to say. Thank you both.
Now, talk about this book, because this is a book that you've started together. And this actually is a bit more personal, because this is stuff that's really personal to the two of you and your families.
Yeah, it is. It's a very personal book. So Dave and I, how we approach it, we throw 200 ideas in the air. But this one was slightly different in the sense that it was the recipes that had stuck with us. So just to put some sort of context into that, the travels that we did roughly 650,000 miles over 22 years.
That's insane.
In the saddle of a motorcycle.
There's a lot of saddle sores there, though.
Yeah, well, there's a lot of cream in boots. And so,
did you ever bring out a hairy biker's cream for that sort of thing?
No, possibly. Yeah, I don't investigate it.
We should spin that off. I'm sure there's something we can do.
And so this book was about all the recipes that stuck with us, and it was really lovely to. Because inevitably, when those recipes stay with you from all of our travels around the world, it becomes really nostalgic. Yeah. So it triggers conversations and memories that we'd had, and can you remember when? And it's lovely.
Yeah.
And that's what these are. It's a collection of recipes, and unfortunately, Dave passed before we finished the book. But thank you to our publishers that they had faith in us enough to say, oh, no, you must finish it, you must finish it. And I really, really wanted to, just as a mark of respect for my best mate. And also to, it was about legacy. It was about looking after that legacy, and being the curator of that legacy is really important. And to treat it with the respect it deserves.
I mean, there's levels of respect it deserves, I think. I mean, there's one little bit in here that did make me laugh when I was reading the book. As I was flicking through, because I was thinking, right, what am I going to make the boys later? And you say, friendship is a wonderful thing. Like most people, I've always said, I'm willing to do anything for my best mate. This was put to the test one time after Dave had a motorcycle accident, broke his arm and wrist, and he had a cast on his arm and couldn't do much for himself, including washing properly. So there I am with him, standing stark naked in the shower, and he says, Kingy, would you mind awfully washing my armpits? I agreed. He was a clean man, but then he started singing Je t'aime. I looked him in the eye and said, if there's any movement down below, I'm off.
That's absolutely true.
And that's what's so special about the book. Yeah. It's all of those little nuggets of delight and moments. Celebrating the friendship and brilliant recipes all rolled in.
Thank you, Kat. That's lovely for you.
And you're going to cook for us later as well, aren't you?
Yes.
Yeah, well, Dave and I actually met over a curry. And 4 poppadoms and a pint and 3 pints of beer.
Of course.
Nice. Of course.
Got to have a pint.
So I'm going to cook a chicken dansak a bit later on, which is really quite special. You'll love it.
Love it. I can't wait.
It's going to be good. Thank you so much. The book is out tomorrow.
Yes, it is.
Excellent. Cy King and Dave Myers, The Hairy Bikers, our family favourite.
Lovely to see you, Si. Thank you.
Oh, it's lovely to see you guys.
Can't wait for the grub.
Can't wait.
Thank you for visiting our This Morning YouTube channel. We upload new content every day, so go ahead and hit that subscribe button so you don't miss out. And we'll see you in the morning. And Victoria, who plays Maud, Alex Hassel, who plays Rupert, and Bella, who plays Taggy, join us now. Good morning. We are in. From the moment it started on Concorde, joining the Mile High Club, as the plane went supersonic, to the squirt of soap and Robert Palmer singing Addicted to Love.
Hold on, what are you doing here? This is like a fantasy you're living out.
I'm in.
On a loop. That's how we survive our days.
I am in.
Yeah, it's fun, isn't it?
The response to this has just been amazing.
I think the desire for joy, a little bit of naughty, and just to be able to sit down and laugh, fall in love with characters, love to hate them, and to be part of a world that not everybody gets to see.
Yeah.
you know, we lived it quite immersively because the set deck was so extraordinary and everything was so bang on. We lived it,
it was amazing.
You didn't have to work hard to imagine it.
No, bang on in more than one sense as well, Alex. Your character, I literally might be the greatest character I've ever... Like, I grew up in the 80s, we grew up in the 80s, and the Jilly Cooper novels were in our house.
Yes.
Yes.
If only I'd known what was the content of those, I actually would have read a book.
Yeah.
What was your experience of Riders?
Rivals.
Rivals, sorry, not Riders, Rivals.
Right. Well, I didn't know anything about it, really, except that the book was next to The Joy of Sex in my mum and dad's
See, that's
study,
wow.
which I think says everything, doesn't
That's
it?
amazing.
And I couldn't climb that high, I guess. But, I would have known who Rupert Campbell-Black was before now.
He's an extraordinary character,
Yeah.
though,
He
isn't
is, yeah. It's quite an entrance, isn't it, in more ways than one.
Yeah.
But the sort of swagger down the aisle was a bit of a dream. It was quite intimidating getting to come to work and have to feel that I had to exude something.
Yeah.
And it was very helpful that everyone was told to look at me like I was the sexiest man in the world.
Yeah, but it must have been amazing because when he's written in the novels, he's the most handsome man in England, but he's blonde.
Yes.
Which, of course, you are
I am
not.
not.
The blonde.
No.
But Jilly Cooper was like, yeah,
He's
you
the
can
one.
do it.
Yeah, I don't really know what they saw in me, but yes, I'm very flattered.
Oh,
and,
Rupert Campbell-Black is a state of being. It's not a hair colour.
It's a good point.
That's
That's a very
t-shirt.
good point.
Rupert Campbell-Black is a state of being.
And you are it.
There will be
Every
merch.
item
There will
of
be
it.
tons of the
Yeah.
merch. So Rupert Campbell-Black at the heart of this as well. So explaining a little bit about how your character Maud fits in, and then of course she's the mother of Bella's character.
Yes, so Taggy, who Bella plays, is my daughter, my eldest daughter, and she is my rival. And you never see that in TV. I mean, rarely do you see a mother-daughter relationship where the mother is so openly hostile to her younger, more gorgeous, more talented, more kinder, most delicious child. And she's like, meh. And you don't get to see that. But, you know,
Or
it
play it.
exists out there. Oh, playing it's fun. But at the end, I'd be such a cow to you sometimes. And at the end, when they said, OK, we've got that, I'm like, come here, baby, come here.
Yeah.
So it was funny playing that evil.
And what about for you then, Bella, just in terms of knowing Rivals and knowing the books, because you're younger than all of us, so your experience of it would have been different?
Yeah, it was. I mean, it was different only because I hadn't read the books and I knew about Jilly, but my mum was very, very quick to make sure I knew everything about everything to do with Jilly Cooper. So I was very quick to read the book and get immersed.
Did you feel extra pressure from the mum side of things? Was she
Yes.
like, OK,
Yes.
this is going...
I'm not even going to deny it. Yes.
Okay.
I like. She cared more about this than any other job. So there was a lot of pressure.
Yeah.
Helicopter mum.
There's some amazing moments throughout this, though, Victoria, and particularly for your character, Alex, as well. Like, when we first meet him, obviously it's the moment on the Concorde, and then the next time we see him, essentially, he's playing naked tennis.
Yes.
I mean, you weren't wearing a lot.
No, I wasn't, no. I don't know what to say about that, really, other than they paid me for it.
Yeah. It's like on set, kit off.
Yeah, exactly.
Essentially.
Saving on
all right.
costume
The costume budget was
Yeah.
there. But they made up for that with the fake tanning budget, which...
Fake tanning budget, yes, they tanned me, they dyed my hair, they even curled my eyelashes. No expense was spared to make me look...
Well,
We didn't get that much.
No wonder you were cartwheeling naked across the tennis courts. That wasn't essentially in the script, was it?
It wasn't in the script, no.
That was a bit of improv.
It was a touch of improv.
It's so good.
We did that.
It's so
we did the
good.
naked tennis scene, and everyone's quite nervous because there's all these rules about who can look at the monitor and like what you can show of your body and all that stuff. And I thought as a way of maybe breaking the ice at the end of a take, I would do a naked cartwheel. And as I was halfway over, I was like, I think I might be cancelled. I've broken loads of HR rules.
Fired midair.
And then you walk onto the tennis court and discover that. So did you see the cartwheel as well as you?
I did see the cartwheel.
Maybe...
Is it in my head?
haunted you since?
Oh, okay. It's like it lives rent-free in my mind.
Yeah, that's it.
Yeah.
Are you going to cut to the footage? Is that what...
We've been meaning to say it's on the editor's cut.
But if you want a cartwheel now...
The DVD extras. Do they do DVDs anymore? The DVD extras would
Just a bit.
definitely have it in.
Just a screenshot.
But and there was a moment, we were talking about this morning, there was a moment that your character nicks Taggy's dress for a party. That rivalry that is rife throughout all of this, I think is what makes it so engaging to watch. watch.
Yeah, it's the old mutton as lamb thing, isn't it? And I just love the idea that as far as Maud is concerned, everything is hers, and why are you being so ridiculous? And just get back in the kitchen and stop treading on my toes. Like, I mean, she's a pretty brutal mum.
She really is.
She's not the ideal wife either, to be fair.
Yeah.
No, she seems to be quite keen on more or less every other man in her life.
Well, you know what? Here's the thing, and this is a lesson to all the men. If you ignore your wife, guess what? She's going to get her attention somewhere else.
Wow.
I mean, not all of them, maybe just Maud. Because she thrives on applause, and she's just deeply insecure, and that's how she fixes it. But as you go through the arc, she starts to make decisions that are slightly better than the ones she's currently making.
Well, it's interesting because Dermot's wife, Dee, directed some of the episodes. And I sort of spoke to her before anybody had seen anything. And she was like, first of all, she was like, I don't know if it's going to work. I don't know. And then she started to see it and she's like, oh, it's good. It's really good.
First scene I did with her, I had to be completely naked except for plasters in particular areas with Charlie D'Amelio. And she was like, hi, I'm Dee, I'm your director. I'm like, hi, I'm naked. Good to see you.
Well, actually,
I'm naked.
Our first scene together was when I had to lick your face in a Bluebell Wood. Do you remember that? Taki has like a dream sequence. And like, you know, we're never physically together because that's the whole kind of arc of the show.
Yeah.
But we had to lie down and I had to lick your face like a dog.
Face. Senselessly, yeah.
It sounds almost romantic, though, a lick of the face in a Bluebell Wood.
Yeah.
Throw in a cartwheel.
Is that a good way?
Cartwheeling that whole
Is that a good way to meet a co-star? Is that sort of standard these days? Just a little face lick and then away you go?
Well, apparently now. It's in my contract, yeah.
Oh.
See, this is what the 80s were like. So you missed this. You're
You
too
could lick
young.
whoever you
Golden
wanted.
days,
in the
yeah.
I love the idea as well, though, Alex, that you would put on, before you went out, you had a playlist.
Yeah.
Yes.
And then you would listen to the music, all the amazing 80s music.
Yeah, I put it in the makeup trailer a lot.
Yeah.
I mean, I actually never asked if that was right. It might have annoyed everyone else. But, put a sort of sexy 80s soundtrack on, helped me get into the mood.
Brilliant.
It
And it's
exudes.
also very early in the morning, too. You're trying to be sexy at, like, 5:30 in the morning, so it's helpful.
Yeah.
Never sexier.
It's just brilliant,
We love
isn't it? We really, really enjoy
Thank you for coming in.
Thank you so much for having me.
See you all.
Rivals is available to stream now on Disney+.
And apparently there's a scene, I haven't seen it yet, of you on a camel.
There is. Everyone should work with a camel. Everyone.
If
There
you've
you
done
go.
anything
That's
today.
a great way to end the
The
interview.
parting shot. Thank you, guys.
Thank
Thank
you.
you. Thank you for visiting our This Morning YouTube channel. We upload new content every day, so go ahead and hit that subscribe button so you don't miss out. And we'll see you in the morning. Could you get impressed by our passion?
Absolutely. we could.
Good.
Hugely. They've not changed. Stars of the Royal. From day one to the show's final episode 8 years later, join us now, Amy Robbins, alongside her on-screen and off-screen real-life husband, Robert Dawes. Lovely to see you both.
And you.
I was just saying, while we were on the break, that yesterday was the perfect day to sit down and enjoy the Royal. It was warm, it was cosy, the weather's rubbish outside. There's that sort of nostalgic feeling, but even watching it now, that just makes you feel relaxed and like you're somewhere very warm and comfortable.
Yeah, well, yeah, I think it has that effect on people. And nostalgia is you know, it's a wonderful thing, you know, certainly on a sort of an autumn afternoon, as you say. But what is interesting, we're finding, is that our children have started watching it. And, of course, to have experienced real nostalgia, you should have actually lived
Been there
those
first time
times
out.
themselves. But they're enjoying it for other reasons. So, yeah, well,
They were traumatised first time when they were little, and it was first out and we were first making it. They couldn't watch it because they used to sob when they heard the theme tune because they thought they were going to see a pair of scissors sticking out their dad's chest. Or me dangling
Because of all the drama that was involved.
Oh yeah.
They didn't like it. They
No,
thought
they
we were in
couldn't bear it.
mortal danger.
That's amazing. They were so cute.
But you'd sometimes take them to set, though, because obviously you met on set.
We did. Betsy, our elder daughter, Betsy, hello, if you're watching this, was in it. She played. They employed her. We've still got the cheque they gave her wage cheque.
Yeah.
She got about 40 quid. She
She
played the daughter.
So how old was she at the time?
She was about 1, I think, and she played Frankie, the ambulance man's daughter. So Scott, our lovely friend.
And May, her sister, and Ben were in it, just as supporting artists in the back. So they were, when they're hanging around the location, they were sort of
full family affair.
yeah, strong-armed onto the set.
But how nice was it to have each other on the set as well? Because sometimes sets can be very stressful. Sometimes, you know, to have each other must have been really lovely.
I always used to liken. I used to say that I don't know about you. This might make me sound a bit odd, but I remember when I was little and I used to go to school and I used to have a fear of being separated from my mum. So my dream was to have mum I used to pray to God that mum could be a dinner lady so that I could be with her all day. And it was a similar sort of feeling. It was like taking home with you. I never felt that sort of anxiety.
Robert's always been like your dinner lady.
Yeah, you're like, yeah.
Make a good
ways.
sandwich. That's a no hot
Exactly, not the scoop and match.
Lovely, though. So what came first then? The on-screen or the off-screen? Which relationship? Did one bloom out of the other?
The off-screen.
The off-screen came first?
Yes, it came first. And strangely enough... strangely enough, Amy's mum and dad were at both the on-screen and off-screen weddings because they were obviously at the real one.
Yes.
But they were also supporting artists in the
Are
church
they really?
on the one on the Royal.
I think they wrote in the story that we were a couple because we had married in real life. Yeah. I don't know that Ormerod and Wetherill would have got together otherwise.
Oh, look, this is the on-screen.
Oh, here we go, here we go.
Oh, yes.
There's always something, isn't there?
We're assuming the off-screen wedding went a little bit smoother than this one.
Just about.
But there's also something lovely about watching it and going back to that era, the 60s. And what they do so well on the show, because I did the same thing as you, where I started watching yesterday and then went down this rabbit hole and couldn't start. But it's like the cups are all 1960s, and then you've got like
the detail.
Yes, and the music and the cars, the costumes.
Every bathroom is avocado.
Don't you miss the avocado?
No, don't you just. But it was the research on it was wonderful. Yeah. You know, it really was the detail, and that actually carried over to the medical research as well, because we were sort of in the hands of terrific people who had actually been consultants and doctors in that period. So they really knew everything about it.
Because it started as that Heartbeat crossover, didn't it? Heartbeat was such a massive success, and that was the police side of things, and then all of a sudden you had this medical crossover. But then I think I'm right in saying that after 2 or 3 series, suddenly that sort of separated because the Royal was standing on its own in its own right.
Yeah, it went off in its own.
It was going in a different direction. I mean, one, of course, was police procedural and in a small town on the moors, and we were in a town by the seaside and in a hospital, a cottage hospital, as was. And it was real life and death, and they realised that they were sort of moving in a different direction to Heartbeat. But we were very grateful for the launch that they gave us.
Yeah,
the medical storylines were really quite hard hitting after a while. They were very specific, weren't they? Very well researched, and I remember. Well, I remember taking them terribly seriously. I used to sort of, I remember being taught by Derek Loxton, who was our main advisor, and he'd been a GP in the 60s. Yeah. And do you remember? He came in to teach me specifically how to perform a cesarean.
What?
Wow. Yeah. And I remember with my scalpel, sort of very, intricately working through each layer during the operation. I used to think, when you say working through each layer in the operation, what was that? Well, I was miming it.
Where were you?
Well, I was miming it. It was on a prosthetic bump. And I used to think, because I wasn't that long out of drama school, really.
Yeah.
I was quite...
Very method.
Because you were quite different in your approaches, weren't you?
Yes. I used to think, well, obviously this is going to reflect in my face how precisely I'm performing this operation. So I'd be fully immersed.
And I wasn't.
No, we'd have the crossword
I
underneath.
have to say yes. I can remember you told me off once in the middle of an operation. I was stuck on, I don't know, 9 across 12 words, which actually was constipation. But no, I got a harsh talking to. Concentrate, please.
Love that.
Bit of effort in.
Well, it's been lovely. Thank you so much for dropping by and just sharing a few memories as well. It's fabulous to see it, like you say, a whole new sort of fan base finding the Royal, and those that have loved it and enjoyed it, being able to watch it all again. Look, there you go. Just such love. Was that the wedding snap? That was
in the office before. I think that was even before the first kiss, wasn't it?
Was it?
Yeah, I think so.
Oh, you saucy thing.
We had no idea what was to come.
So much hope.
It's the jaw lines I can't get over.
Amazing.
Oh, thank you for joining us. Thank you for joining us.
And you can enjoy all of those series on ITVX now. It's just really, really wonderful. Lovely to see you both.
Thank you for visiting our This Morning YouTube channel. We upload new content every day, so go ahead and hit that subscribe button so you don't miss out. And we'll see you in the morning.
She's that pop icon who's been spinning around the charts for absolute decades.
During her incredible career, Kylie has sold more than 80 million records worldwide.
And as she releases her brand new album, I was lucky enough to sit down with the superstar herself. Wow. Padam, padam, I'm off to meet Kylie. Padam, padam, that's why I'm so smiley. Padam, padam, I can't contain my glee. Padam, padam, I think I need a... Lights, camera, action, that's it.
That's it!
Are you ready, babes?
Are you ready for your close-up?
I'm ready.
Yeah, we are.
Obviously, we are here to promote Tension 2.
Yes.
If you had to sell it to me, what do I need to know about this album?
Well, we're still in the Tension world. It's like the kind of clubby sister or it's a companion. I've never done, like, a sequel before.
Hi.
There's a Tension tour. The tickets sold out straight away, and I'll be honest with you, Kylie, the only reason I'm here is just to get some
tickets. To blag some tickets.
Yeah, so what you're saying, do you think I should maybe be a backing dancer? Because you've seen me dance.
Anyone else want to put up?
About the Tension tour, what can we expect? I'm so excited.
Oh, we're looking forward to it. We've got all these new songs. Of course, there's the old bops and bangers. They're not going to be left behind.
No.
And then a little room for some experimental, I don't know, fun stuff.
Well, I'm so glad you're here because, babes, I do need a bit of advice.
What is it? I won't tell anyone.
You know how your name is like a single word? Yeah. Kylie.
Yeah.
Do you think I'm at that level now where I could be just Alison?
I think you could take it even further. You could just be A.
Now, listen, obviously I want to create a little bit of tension in the room. Are you up for creating that tension with me with a little game?
I expect nothing less.
You're going to love
it?
this. It's called Minogue Math. Right, what have I done wrong? Oh, that's where I went wrong. I should have gone with a V. I haven't got much room. Okay, I've got a little person.
Me? You?
You can be you.
No, tension. What? No, what? No.
Look, what is this?
Head.
Yes.
What does that mean?
I can't get you out of my head. I'm so sorry, I'm the worst artist ever. But do you know what? You did win. This is your present. I hope you like it. It's a little bear.
It's a This Morning Bear.
And it's got me singing on it. So you have to press the little...
La, 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 la.
That is literally going to be in your head forever. Do you like your present?
I do, thank you
Do you
very
want to see the real present, though?
Oh, is this another present?
Yeah. I was up all night and I made you a poem. Are you ready?
Yeah.
Okay, here we go. Let me just find it. Okay. Oh, I deleted it.
Stop it! You didn't.
I did. I want to cry. It should have been in my head, really.
Should we try to make one up?
Yes. She's a disco diva, always there.
She feels good about her makeup and her hair.
Nice. She was cool and sexy and her name was Kylie.
She felt so much better. She said, Alison's behind me.
Yes!
She was busting those moves. She was hitting those notes.
She was the sort of person who loved to go on boats.
So we sailed and we sailed. We said, we're sailing away.
And then they went together and had the best day. I love you. Oh my God.
You turned it around at the end.
But you know what? I've never been so nervous. Her throwing lines at me and then having to rhyme them.
Also, there's a moment that whenever you know you were going, you could see you just go, oh God, I can't find it. And I could just see the little fear creep into your eyes. You were scrolling,
the worst
going.
thing was, the interview finished and I actually found
it.
the actual poem. Do you want to see?
Yes.
Then she really got into it. Look, I found it. I found it in the end. Stilettos and beats that don't quit. Kylie walks in and the whole world's lit. She's been spinning since the days of locomotion. Now she's causing another wild pop commotion. From disco to diva, she's done it all. But does Kylie ever age? No, she stands tall. With a wink and a shimmy, she conquers the stage, making Tension 2 sound like a new golden age. Yes. You love it?
I do! I got chickens on myself. That's
You should...
Songwriter, just call me songwriter, babes. New songwriter.
How long did it take you to put that together?
You know, quite a while, actually. It took me all week. That's why I couldn't remember it. It was a nightmare. But anyway, Kylie Minogue's brand new album, Tension 2, is out today. Make sure you get it. It's so, so good.
She's the best, isn't she?
Hi, everyone. Just wanted to say thank you for visiting our This Morning YouTube channel. Now, listen, we upload new content every day. So go ahead and hit that subscribe button so you don't miss out. And we'll see you in the morning.
He lifted the Glitterball trophy last year, and Vito Coppola could be about to do the same again.
Yes, it's being paired up with comedian and Miranda star Sarah Hadland. They have waltzed, quick-stepped and foxtrotted their way to high scores every single week.
And Vito and Sarah join us. We were just talking, actually, while we were watching that clip, about that one specific routine where Anton said, this is the hardest move that has ever been attempted on Strictly.
And I didn't know what it was. So at first I thought, is he being sarcastic? And I thought, no, it's not. And then it was like a married couple. I looked at Vito like, when were you going to tell me about this?
So this was a move that you'd got Sarah to do without telling her how hard it was?
Yes, the reverse turn into reverse pivot is something very difficult. And of course, I don't want to say, Sarah.
The reverse turn into reverse
pivot.
And just to be clear, I still don't know which bit
It's fine, you don't need to know, but you have to just deliver and enjoy the dancing. You know, I don't want to say, because if maybe you can get a bit scared. Oh, that's all very difficult. Nobody did before, so much pressure. You don't know, you just do it, and it's beautiful.
I think it's go with the flow, isn't it?
Let's go with the flow.
Yes. Does that come out a lot? We had a lot of that in the kitchen this morning when he was cooking
I
for
tell
us.
you what I get a lot of. Stop, stand still, look at me, look at me. I'm going to get him a T-shirt saying, look at me, please.
I'm going to do a shirt white, and I will write, look at me, because sometimes I'm like, look at me 1 second, and while I'm turning, she's just going somewhere else. I say, Trilly, stay with me, stay with me, stay with me, stay with me. And you just...
I'm trying to watch and do it at the same time, and also just tell you my thoughts about it.
Yeah, but if you don't look at me first, how you can do it after? We don't do the same. Yeah, because you were not looking at me.
So I'll imagine the dance is exhausting. Listening to you two is exhausting as well. How on earth are you getting through this, Sarah? I'm shattered already.
You're not the first person to say this, Ben.
It's brilliant.
I mean, I don't know, we're both very... I think that's why when you have, like, the chemistry day, we immediately connected, because we're both like puppies. We're both
I thought, oh, we have the same energy level, but no, because this one, if my energy level is here, she's like infinity, endless, beyond, up the sky. So it's like more energetic than me. Trust me, you see me? Power multiplied per 10.
But the judges have been really impressed. Like, first of all, Shirley was like, you know what, this is the dream team. This is the dream team. You even got great reviews from Craig.
I know, that was a bit shocking. I was a bit shocked. Again, I was a bit like, is this actually happening? Because when you finish the dance, you're a bit dazed.
Yes.
Because you've just
and you're
done
adrenaline
it.
too,
Adrenaline,
right?
completely. You're full of adrenaline. And then you're trying to listen to them, and you're also a bit out of breath.
Yeah.
So you're trying to style that out and not be going... So it's quite an intense moment. And then afterwards, you kind of process what they've said. And you still don't know how it's gone until you get the scores as well.
Yeah, yeah.
I think it's a fascinating thing, because, of course, Vito, you won last year as well. I mean, you've had that celebration, so you know what it takes to get to the end. Does that add pressure to this year for Sarah, or is it kind of like you're just going with the flow, taking week by week?
No, not at all, honestly, because we have to take week by week, day by day. You want to live the present. So this is like, you know, a new page, and we are writing, you know, our journey, which are just, you know, and 20%, because this is like, you know, week 5 now. So let's see what, you know, the future is going to bring to us. And we want to have a surprise, even though, you know, you never get used. So I also am curious, say like, OK, let's go forward. Let's see what happened, you know? And what happened is nice. I can say, what happened? What happened? So let's see what happened.
Yeah, I think as well, you just have to go 1 week at a time, because it is quite, you know, you're learning so much stuff. And like you say, there is a lot of pressure. So I think you just have to go 1 week at a time, because also... That's the thing about Strictly, is nobody's ever safe. You never know what's going to happen.
No. And also, you were just saying, you know, you've got your regular life as well. So it's kind of, it's completely exhausting. You are learning something completely different. You're dealing with him as well. With him as well. With what happened and go for with the flow. Look at me, look at me, look at me. And at the same time, you're kind of juggling the school run and everything else.
And everyone has an opinion, right?
Everyone's got an opinion. I was in the supermarket the other day and somebody started talking to me about my gapping. Like, excuse me, I'm just trying to pick my single stem broccoli. And they're like, oh, the gapping. And I was like, sorry.
Right.
But that's the thing is, again, about Strictly. I think people love the show so much and they love the knowledge of the phrases. And
we can feel the love of the people, you know, we can genuinely feel the love and the support. I say always, you always say, like, thank you so much. You know, we can really feel as if they are all with us.
Yeah.
So thank you so much.
It's been a difficult week in many ways, and you've sort of on the inside of it for Win and Katia. We saw what happened on the weekend, and then we've seen it since that they've come out and they've made it very clear that they are great mates. It was a joke. But it's when you understand how forensically people are poring over the show and they're looking for the slightest bit of information or nuance to what's been going on.
Yeah.
I wonder how that feels, Sarah.
I think really you've got to, especially with a show like Strictly, when there is, as you say, so much attention, you just have to go into it completely being yourself and keep doing that, because I wouldn't be able to maintain something that isn't yourself. So I think you just have to be who you are, react how you react to stuff, and that's all you can do, and hope that people connect with that and can appreciate that.
Is it a bit of an eye-opener as well, though, that you're constantly being scrutinised? You forget that they were just having a bit of fun, but actually that can get misconstrued, and then that suddenly becomes a story.
Yeah, I
think it's good because we have always our fun. You know, the key is be yourself. So I'm being yourself, and the fun. You know, I'm constantly pranking Trilly here. I'm always waiting behind the corner or behind the door.
If we have a toilet break, and I'm quite a jumpy person,
I need to jump even more.
I'm like,
don't do it on the way to the toilet. That's pick your moments, Vito.
Thank you, Kat.
I'm just saying from woman to woman.
Thank you for that. Yes, I've never.
I will keep in mind.
That's a very, very good point. Always on the way out, never on the way in.
Well, someone who we know that you know very well, your lovely friend Miranda, we've seen recently. She did put some great tips for you on a dancing on Instagram. I think we've got them so we can share them. I'd love to get your thoughts on these tips.
I hear it's the Viennese waltz this week. I thought you and Vito might need some help with the choreography again. Obviously, frame, very important. I think of being an injured swan. That might help. Long neck, but slightly skew, injured swan. Gliding across the floor. Think slightly skating. Bit of this. Then obviously we've got the fleckle. We all know what a fleckle is, don't need to do that. Mine's so good, it happened there. Like that, you wouldn't know it. So fast.
The blink of an eye.
So yeah, and then sit down and have a Viennese whirl.
Thank you.
See, the shuffle timing at the end. I mean, thank you so much. I take all the advice from Miranda and we work on it.
Yeah,
really?
She's like our secondary coach. So she comes in at the end to sort of tidy all the loose ends up and make sure that Vito's completely
Actually,
on
now
track.
I've been exposed because, you know, I take the credit for the choreography, but
really?
That's an exclusive. It's mainly her, and he just,
Okay, sorry.
That's one that's going to be everywhere tomorrow.
But thank you, Miranda. We love you so
Miranda's the puppet master. We're hoping to see her in a few weeks, so I'm sure she'll be able to offer some more advice, and she's very proud of you. As always, Sarah, you're doing an amazing job.
Thank you so much.
Keep going. Keep going. Well done.
Thank you for cooking for us, Vito.
Thank you.
That was a real treat.
Delicious, thank you.
Strictly, of course, continues this weekend and we will all be gripped. Oh, hello. Thank you for visiting our This Morning YouTube channel. We upload tons of new content every single day. So hit the subscribe button, like all the videos and don't miss out. We'll see you in the morning.
Got it, yeah, baby, she's got it. She's on Venus, and she's on This Morning, yeah, baby.
Yes.
Woo!
Well
It's
done,
so
that
lovely
was
to see
risky,
you.
but I think
You've got to commit.
Well, you've got to commit.
You've got to commit, otherwise there's no point. Venus Williams is on the show, you've got to commit. Well, here it is. This is the book. It's Strive. It's 8 lessons, 8 steps to find your awesome. I'm very excited about this book.
Yeah.
Thank you. So wonderful. Strive. What made you want to write this book?
Yeah, I've learned so much, obviously, from playing sports.
Your career has been huge.
Since 14 years old, you know, right down the street at Wimbledon. It was good times, and you learned so much on the court. And life is sport, and sport is life. We were just talking about sport, actually, before, and, you know, football, go Dolphins.
Big American football fan.
American
She's
football.
one of the Miami Dolphins. You're my team, I know.
I just played with the Dolphins when I went to Florida.
No way.
I'm not even joking, yeah. had some techniques.
Small world. Small world.
Oh, amazing.
Yeah, but I wanted to just share those lessons that I've learned on the court about winning, losing, failure, resilience, setting goals, being a leader in your own life and in others' lives too. And everything is right there. And everything I've learned, especially the space in my life, I just want to share everything, you know. I don't know if you guys feel like that too. It's like, I've got all this knowledge, let me tell you about it.
It is a lot of knowledge.
Would it be like, it's not just confined to sport, right? This is just like how people should approach their life.
Yeah, absolutely. Not everyone is going to go to play professional sports. It's a dream come true if you get there, but life is a sport, right? You got to play it like a sport.
Yeah.
And so what I wanted to share was, and put into words too, it came out in 8 steps, all the things that I practice. And then talking about wellness and success in a way that's sustainable and real, right? So you have to think about your what you eat, how you move, how you think, and who you hang out with.
Yeah.
So summing it up in all of that and how you succeed, and also making it easy, exciting, and enjoyable, right? You gotta have fun.
Yeah.
And I've always had fun no matter what I've done, win, lose, or draw. And so if you can make it that way, it's easy to be much more successful and to be well.
Yeah.
But you don't give yourself credit for your successes. Well, you hadn't in the past. You hadn't given yourself credit for your successes to the point where it kind of ruined a score of a match. Like you were doing, if you look back and you look at the match, you were actually up on the match. And then when you were assessing it in your own mind, you were actually saying, this is terrible.
Yeah, I was playing a match at the U.S. Open quarterfinals, big match. I was up a set if anybody plays tennis, you know, up 6-2, 3-1, which is basically the match is over. And I was so hard on myself that it wasn't perfect that I ended up losing the entire match. And it wasn't until later that I really realized the score line and that perfection, you can go for it, but if you don't achieve it at that moment, you can't beat yourself up. So it's as important as it is to be your own best critic, because I don't say worst critic, best critic, you also have to pat yourself on the back for your successes, because with each step that you take, you have to reward yourself too and say, I've done a great job, I want to do this part better. But if you only criticize yourself, then at some point, you're not going to make it to where you'd like to go.
Also, like, there's got to be a sense of, like, you're so lucky, but you've worked so hard and you're so lucky to be doing what you love every day. There's sometimes when you, especially in a game like tennis, when it's like, it's just you.
Yeah.
Sometimes you forget how much you love that game, I suppose, right? Because it's just, it's your everyday and it's hard. It takes such a toll on your body and your mind. I guess sometimes you need to remind yourself, I'm doing this because I love this game.
Yeah. Exactly, and that's one of the tenets of the book, one of the 8 tenets, appreciate. Appreciate yourself, appreciate your diet, appreciate those around you. Find something to appreciate every day in those, 4 areas. And when you do that, then you're able to focus on the positive. And you're also able to appreciate even maybe wanting to improve, but just appreciate it. And then your whole mindset starts to, like, transform itself.
Yeah. We were so lucky to see a little glimpse into your family life watching King Richard, which was so good. And we see the fact that your dad was the sort of man who did appreciate people and said thank you to people. Have you brought that into your own life as well?
Yeah, absolutely. I'm so glad you guys saw the film. It
was incredible. It must have been amazing for you to see it.
It was, and it covers the years of, like, when I was 10 to 14, which is like, I was a whole other person. And it's a movie about family with tennis, right? Because everybody's got a family, and it shows everyone in our family and how we kind of, did this family thing. And, we didn't get to watch, like, a lot of cartoons growing up. My dad was always educational programs. So one day he's like, you get to watch Cinderella. We're like, what? This is weird. And so at the end, he asked us all a question, which he always asked us questions. We're like, okay, here it is. Here's the catch. And he said, what's the most important part of the film? And so it started from oldest to youngest. I'm number 4 or 5. And we all had to guess something. You couldn't say, I don't know. And so we all answered, and he said, the most important part is when she said to the fairy godmother, thank you so much, this is more than I could have ever dreamed of. So he wanted us to always appreciate, always to be grateful of what was happening in that moment, and to celebrate others, too, while you're doing it.
That's so nice, isn't it?
So lovely.
It wasn't the shoes or the prince, it was the thank you.
Aww.
You talk about health in the book, and obviously, it's very important to you. I love the story, though, that when you and Serena were, like, on a vegan retreat, you both escaped for a quick steak before you started.
Yes. Yeah, so Serena recommended I go to this retreat. She didn't actually go. My older sister, Isha, who's here. Hi, Isha. We actually went, and it was like I don't know. I was diagnosed with an autoimmune disease. Can you imagine? Shocker. You spend your whole life as an athlete, and then you're just stopped in your tracks. And so it was down the street, and we go to orientation. And when we realized what we were getting into...
It was like 3 weeks, wasn't it?
We only signed up for 1 week at first. And we looked at each other and we're like, want to get a steak? We ran to the nearest place, got a steak, got dessert, got the fixings. And then we dived in, and then we learned so much. And each week we kept extending until we finished the 3-week life change program. And I learned so much. It was an opening, and I was able to appreciate that, you know, through this challenge, I was able to actually get even more control of my health.
Yeah.
And to understand, you know, what's happening in our food system, what a lot of illness comes from, all these kinds of things, you know, to just be healthy.
But Babs, every now and again you need a treat, and we know that you love your American sweets.
She's got a sweet tooth,
but you can't track them down. But so we've just done a little.
Kidding?
Well,
Are you kidding?
Well, we've done this for you, so I sincerely sincerely hope we got it right.
Jesus Christ.
What are those?
Sweet tarts. This is the way to my heart.
What what's a sweet?
This is like, you know, when they...
Oh, these are a lot of calories, Serena.
Oh, my gosh. These are snowballs, right?
Yeah, so that's marshmallow, and we're like...
Oh, my God.
I don't like it. Oh, that's so sour.
They're so sour, but they're so good. It's delicious. Just pretend to like it. Just for now.
Oh, I like it.
Oh, my God.
Yeah.
Yeah, and these are new. Are these like Skittles or something?
Yeah, I think so. Do you like them? Well, enjoy. Enjoy. The new book is out now, Strive. Thank you so much. And can we just say thank you for being a trailblazer? When you made the same sex tennis players get the same money as men, that was such a massive achievement. You must have been so proud in that moment.
Thank you so much. I mean, growing up, I started playing tennis at 4 years old, so I don't remember learning how to play. And I just always wanted to get to Wimbledon, just like anyone else who plays tennis, obviously, and you finally get there, and you realize, good God, it's not equal prize
It's
money.
not equal.
And I was also, you know, I think I just turned 17, so I was just a kid. It's just such a slap in the face.
Yeah, sure.
So to be able to work towards that was beyond my dream. I hadn't imagined that, and now I'm just so happy that, you know, no young girl will ever have to experience that, or woman. And if my niece plays, fingers crossed, she'll never have to experience
Listen,
that.
thank you for joining us. You're
Thank
incredible.
you, guys.
Such a great chat.
Some other incredible
Thank you so much for visiting our This Morning YouTube channel. We upload new content every single day, so go ahead and hit that subscribe button, and we'll see you in the morning.
This. Now, Gavin and Stacey fans across the nation rejoiced when it was announced in May that it was going to make its final ever return on Christmas Day.
Yeah, and while we know and we love our next guest, the iconic Pamela. Alison Stebbins has penned a new autobiography about being out of character, and she is with us now. Good morning, Alice.
Good morning.
So nice to see you on the sofa. This is like, I think this is our hat-trick performance. Like, we've had you on a couple of times.
Yeah?
Well, we love it.
It feels like you're a family member.
Now.
Well, it's
home now.
so cosy and comfy, I like it.
You've detailed your whole career in this book. It's called Out of Character. There it is. Everything from Abigail's party to Gavin and Stacey. And everything in between. Lovely. Congratulations. How did you find writing it?
Well, I co-wrote it with a lovely lady called Fiona Lindsay, and Fiona has interviewed me at least half a dozen times with an audience Q&A, so she knows my career better than I do, in fact, you know. And so we talked about it, and so we just worked together for quite a few weeks, and she'd got all these questions and recorded everything that I said. It was extraordinary. And then I read it, and then we worked together. And someone said to me the other day, "Oh, are you a diary person? Do you keep a diary of everything over the years? Is that how you could do it?" I've never kept a diary. Yeah. You know, but it's in my head.
Do you wish you had? Because sometimes I wish I had.
I think I wish I had.
I don't think so. You know, diaries, all these jobs that I've done, they do stay in your memory because, you know, it's such a big thing, and sometimes it's easy, sometimes it's really difficult, and you have a good time, you have a bad time, you know, so it's all there.
When she's interviewing you, when you're having those chats, is she triggering those memories that you you've stored way back there, but then when they come, they float freely, and you're like, oh, do you remember? And I guess one thing then opens another door to another thing.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah.
Well, let's talk about some of these memories, because obviously I know that you snuck off to drama school because you wanted to audition for drama school, didn't you?
Yeah.
It's kind of similar to my story, actually, but tell me what happened.
Well, the thing is, I managed to get an audition, and I was working at the time in a probation office as a shorthand typist, you know, typing court reports and all that. And it was a lovely job, and I was quite happy there, but I knew I didn't want that to be my life, you know, to stay working in offices and things.
You had bigger dreams, Alison.
I had bigger dreams, and the thing was, I kept thinking, if I fail, if I don't get a place at the drama school, I'll be really embarrassed. So I didn't tell them I just took my 3-day holiday that I was due.
You didn't tell not one person at work?
No.
Oh.
And before that, had you been brought up in the theatre-loving household? Had you done youth theatre, or did your parents or
I was in youth theatre
Yeah.
from when I was, I think, 15, and I loved it.
Yeah.
I really loved it. We didn't go to the theatre that often when I was a child, and that. You know, I think I went to a panto, and that was about it. But
that's enough to get you, though, I think, when you were a kid.
Well, yeah.
We have to talk about Abigail's party.
She never finished the story. So you got to the drama school. Your parents knew about it.
Oh,
no one at work. I want to know the whole story. Oh God. Tell us when you got there. What did they make you do?
I prepared an audition, and I'd done a Greek tragedy. I mean, it was ridiculous. I mean, it was so awful. And I did something. I read a poem. I mean, it was pathetic.
Did they ask you to do a Muhammad Ali? Like an impression of become him? And you did it?
Well, that was it, because I loved improvising. I'd always loved, you know, just impersonating people and being characters.
But Muhammad Ali...
And I think, I know.
It's a stretch.
I think she was just thinking, let's see if she's got it in her to do something completely outrageous.
Yeah.
And she just said to me, OK, fine, let's, you know, leave that now. Now, you're Muhammad Ali. You've just won the World Heavyweight Championship. You've got all the press around you. Everyone's throwing questions at you. Go. And I just was, you know, I went, and I just leapt into it, you know.
It's amazing.
And then she said to me, OK, that was fine. Now, come in the room. You're a guide in a stately home, and you're taking some people. Off you go. So, right, OK. You know, and I just come in, you know, my heart was beating like this, but I was thinking, I can do this, I'm loving this. So I just got into it, and then at the end of all that, she said, thank you very much, that was very nice, we'll let you know. And
then you
got in?
A week later, I got a letter saying, we're pleased to inform you.
Well done. I have to ask you about Abigail's party just before we go on to Gavin and Stacey, because it's still used in, like, every day someone goes a bit like Abigail's party. It's such an iconic role, an iconic play. What was it like to be part of it when you
It was amazing, yeah. I mean, it was tough getting it on because we were improvising, developing the characters, and with Mike Lee developing this play.
Yeah.
And as I recall, I think we had to leave it a day because we weren't quite ready, you know. But once we got on, and we were getting the reactions of the audience, it just became, oh, I'm loving this.
Yeah,
dynamite.
It's great.
It's gold.
Yeah.
Before we talk about Gavin and Stacey, we've got a little message from you, from a friend of yours. Have a look at this.
Hello, sweetheart. Here we are again in front of the camera, right? I'm on Good Morning Britain today on Thursday. You're on this morning, Friday, the day that you're talking there. And you're going to get the same interrogation I'm getting, I'm sure. It's all laid out now. Everybody wants to know about Gavin and Stacey. What's gone on? And we all know what we have to do is sealed lips, all right? Have a lovely day.
I'm sure Ruth Jones and James Corden are watching as well, so they don't want you to tell anything.
Larry sounds like a canary.
But the thing is, I know you just finished, but was it quite emotional, the end?
It was, because we all love it so much. And we had a great time being back together. And that final rap, I mean, oh...
to really know that was the end, that must have been absolutely emotional.
There's that lovely shot online. I don't know if we've got pictures of it when you're walking up the street. It's so beautiful.
Oh,
and,
I know,
and
yeah.
everyone is just kind of taking pictures of you. And I think Ruth addressed everyone, and it was just. It's a big part of your life, that, isn't it? Like.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
There we are.
Absolutely.
And the fans are everything, aren't they? They actually come and watch you film, don't they? Don't they try and come and
Well,
get
they try. They're cordoned off, but there's loads of them.
Oh, look
hundreds.
at the dressing room.
Like, Alison, you never know, do you, when you start something? It doesn't matter if it's scripted or non-scripted, whether it's going to be a success or not. When did you realise that was going to have the impact it did, like when you were doing Gavin and Stacey?
Well, I knew when I first read the script it was really good.
That first scene.
Yeah. I mean, I just knew it was tops, you know. But obviously, you can't anticipate it's going to be as popular, you know, as it is. But gradually, as things were moving along, we thought, this is really, you know, going places.
Yeah.
Will you be watching on Christmas Day when it comes?
Yeah.
Oh, me too.
I will.
I think people will actually genuinely cry.
Oh, definitely. Have you seen it
going
yet?
to cry?
No. We only finished it on Monday night.
And will you watch it on Christmas Day? You won't watch it before?
Well, I think there's going to be a cast and a crew screening,
Right.
I think. But even so, I'll watch it again.
You want to watch it when it goes live? Yeah, brilliant.
Yeah.
It's out now.
Alison Staben, Out of Character memoir is out now. Listen, thanks for coming.
So lovely to see you, Alex.
Thank you. Lovely to be here.
Hi, everyone. Just wanted to say thank you for visiting our This Morning YouTube channel. Now, listen, we upload new content every day, so go ahead and hit that subscribe button so you don't miss out. And we'll see you in the morning.
For all that, from royal duties to writing bestsellers, the Duchess of York always has a new chapter to share.
And today she joins us on the sofa with her brand new project, Flora and Fern, Wonder in the Woods, her latest children's book. And I've tested this on my littlest boy, James, who's 6, and he loved it.
Oh, thank heaven.
Absolutely.
Oh, my God. I was waiting, Kat.
No.
Can you imagine if you turned around and said he
loved it.
just thought it was a bit rubbish?
No. On air.
Yeah. But by the way, that's exactly the type of thing he would say. I think children are so honest about exactly what they think about it. He loved the little moody hedgehog, and we are going to be making ginger biscuits.
Good.
Because that's the recipe at the end of the book.
Absolutely, because I think I wrote it that parents are going to read it, perhaps some parents are going to read it to their children, so that the parent can then participate in the book as well.
Yeah.
So it's not just, you know, preaching to your child. You can all have an interactive, collaborative family moment.
And you make the ginger biscuits. Are you a good baker then?
No, Claire is over there. No. Shan't cook, won't cook, don't cook. No. But I love what tastes good and looks good.
Well, look, Anton's coming in next week to help people bake. Maybe we could sort you out with some decent baking.
Ben, actually, when they went up there earlier on and I saw that, I thought, maybe I should come on and just say, Anton, teach me, please. I do not even know. I mean, you know, I was quite lucky to marry a prince.
You'll never go hungry. That's one good. That's one good. He could even give you a twirl around. What's so cute about the book, though, is the characters and the illustrations. They're so beautiful.
Oh my gosh, Denise Hughes.
Yeah.
And New Frontier Publishing. I really, it's all hats off to them because it was such a vision of mine. I really am determined more children should read, use their imagination. I mean, 1 in 12 child doesn't have a book. One doesn't have a book.
So sad.
And also, patron of the children's literacy, and I want every child to have the imagination of diving in, like your son, to try and see a grumpy hedgehog, or you know, or just to look at nature. And I think everyone talks about climate change. Everyone talks about this, but what I'm saying is, at a very early age, let's teach children to love leaves and make teacups out of rhododendron leaves, or look at butterflies and go and imagine yourself in nature's garden and just go, oh, I can do this.
Yeah.
And so that's why I wrote it.
So good.
You have, I mean,
Thank you.
Kat used her youngest as a critic for
The
the book, but you have your own critics as well, of course. You have grandchildren.
Yes.
What's their reaction to your book? Do you test them on them?
Well, Ben, honestly, coming on live television, you get nervous. But in front of my grandchildren, I'm like, OK, like it. And luckily, August usually told me that August loves it.
Amazing.
And he's 3.5, nearly 4, I think. And then there's Ernest, and he just eats it, so
Yes.
that's fine.
'Cause he's little.
Yeah.
He's little.
He's gingerbread recipe, I can eat it. No. And then Sienna is just, she loves it. Yeah.
And you've got another one on the way as well, am I right?
Yes, you are right. Thank you.
Which is, I mean, how are you? How
Got a
does
football
this?
team.
You're nearly there. Our boys are 19 and 17, and Annie is already excited about the prospect of being a grandmother. I mean, that seems a little bit early for me. How does it feel being a grandmother, Sarah?
How do you describe being a grandmother? It is one of the most precious, joyful, exciting moments because you're so proud of your own children and they've done such a good job. But then these are little naughties again that you can play again. And since I am clearly only a 3-year-old, I am actually loving making Barbie houses again.
Yeah.
I forgot.
Yeah.
And now I have to play trains, Ben. I have to learn
Good
how
boys,
to...
yes, because there's boys there.
Yes, and boys are different.
Yeah.
They are.
Yeah, yeah. And I've got to know not to play with the train and not to do it wrong. And, you know, I've got to get it right. So it's really the most extraordinary thing to be a grandmother.
Yeah. I think also they keep you young. They keep you so young and you have to stay healthy and fit.
Yes.
How are you feeling?
Well, I mean, Bet Lynch, eat your heart out.
Yes,
I
by
mean,
the way.
Seriously.
And the Rovers return up on the cobbles.
Yes, I went there and I loved it. Thank you, Salad Dinavore.
Yeah.
It was wonderful, isn't she?
But just very quickly, I went there at 9:15. I was with the National Breast Cancer Imaging Academy with Sally.
Yeah.
And of course, this is so exciting because they're going to provide more apprenticeships and they're going to provide more jobs for young people to learn how to screen and to analyse and to prevent people from getting breast cancer. And Nikki, the CEO, said, oh, let's hope we can get to a point where breast cancer will be literally in the next generation erased.
Wouldn't that be
and
incredible?
this is incredible, yeah.
They're doing amazing things for the charity. Are they offering advice and courses in how to pour pints, though, Sarah? Because I think you might have poured the worst pint I've ever... I mean, for heaven's sake.
Excuse me, I apparently...
Do you want a little beer with that head?
But I apparently did really well.
Who said that? Who said that?
The PR person. but the good news is that I think I persuaded the director to give me a cameo part.
No.
Yeah. So I'm going to practice my pint pulling.
And you're going to pop up.
And I'm going to have hot pot.
Yes.
Yeah, and I apparently
get leopard print out.
Get the
Start wearing leopard print.
Yeah, all right. Lovely. Yeah. And apparently, what else I have to do is I have to speak Northerner. So I'm very sorry to all Northerners watching, but I have to say mug.
Mug.
Have I said it right? Mug.
I'm from Essex. I can't comment on
I think it's close enough. Mug.
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 Okay.
Have that beer in the morning.
But I think that it is extraordinary. You said about living every moment. You know, a mastectomy last year, here I am now. And when I was there at the Nightingale Hospital yesterday, I went past and no cameras, nobody saw.
No.
And I just put my hand on this lady and she said, I'm really frightened. I don't know what to do. Are you sure it's going to be all right? And I said, have you met Derek and Eric? You know, I said, look, it's okay. You can do it. And I'm here. And she just looked at me and she went, oh, okay, so it's not so frightening. And I said, the worst thing that is the fear of your own mind.
Yes.
And when you actually get to it, I can say that. I went through thinking I was my demise. From the Royal Free Hospital to the next hospital, I thought, that's it. And it's your mind. And so that's why I'm talking about it, Kat, really, and Ben. And that's why I'm talking about nature and I'm talking about everything is, come on.
It's so important, though, Sarah. But also the other thing that I think has been really, really tangible is seeing Princess Kate going through what she's going through.
Yeah.
And seeing her being so public. And the King, of course.
Yes.
You know...
Well, I mean, the video that I think that the Princess did was just incredible.
Beautiful.
I mean, I was so moved.
Yeah.
You know,
how is she doing,
Beautiful.
Sarah?
Yeah, well, she's just showing the world what it is to really look after yourself and self-love in order to help others. And I think that's extraordinary, what she's doing. And then I loved when the King went to the Cancer Research UK, CRUC, and actually sat on the sofa. And of course, it's coming from a place of empathy because he does understand. And that was yesterday, the first time when I was sitting there with someone. It's not just, I understand, patronising. It's, I know.
Yes.
And so I think when you to be able to talk about it is real, and I think we have to, and I think that's why you two, by the way, do an amazing job, and you're just so good to watch.
Aww.
And I think you ought to. I think everyone wants to say that to you, but I'm saying it to you.
Oh well,
but
thank you.
if I didn't have you, how could I get the message about prevents cancer out there?
Yeah. And there isn't a greater message, because you actually weren't going to go for your check. It was like on a day where it was a hot day and you weren't going to go, and your sister bullied you into doing it.
Yeah, absolutely.
And you're sitting here now.
Well, yeah, exactly. The drive that saved my life. Yeah, and that's what I wanted to say. If anyone's watching and they're sitting at the end of the bed saying, "No, I can't possibly go because it might be bad news." No, it's not bad news. Go anyway, because there'll be a solution, even if it is. It's not bad news. It's even if it is literally really frightening. Go anyway, because there will be solutions. And
do something about it.
And I do want for Sally. I love Sally, and I would just want to say that it's the preventscancer.org.uk. If you go online, you can get all the answers to any solutions, any questions you have.
Amazing. You're gonna give us some answers.
We need
Thank you
answers.
for visiting our This Morning YouTube channel. We upload new content every day, so go ahead and hit that subscribe button so you don't miss out. And we'll see you in the morning.
A career spanning nearly 6 decades. He's won 4 BAFTAs, 4 British Comedy Awards and 7 National Television Awards, and was even knighted in 2005 for his services to acting and comedy.
Looks so smart there. However, his journey to this point has been just as chaotic as a drive in Del Boy's three-wheeler. And his latest memoir, This Time Next Year, A Life of Positive Thinking, tells us all about it.
We are thrilled to have him back on the show. Welcome, Sir David Jason. Lovely to see you, David. Thank you so much for joining us.
Good morning.
Thank you for inviting me, and I will look forward to it.
6 decades, David. Does that seem surreal to you now when you think back on it?
Yes, it does, and I don't like to think about it, really.
Sorry about him.
Yeah.
It's one of those things that all of us have grown up with you as a mainstay on our dramas and TVs and comedies, and you have been a big part of all of our lives. It's an extraordinary thing that you've put down in your book about how you got to where we know you now as well.
Yeah, I mean, what happened was with the book, because I had written about my journey through my acting career, through life, I suppose. But what happened was that I thought I'd covered everything, and the people who handle the book asked me if I'd make another one, I'd write another one. So I thought, God, I've sort of said everything. There's nothing left to say. I mean, but then what happened was, with the catalyst was this. I was rummaging through loads of old paperwork and stuff that I'd got at home, and I came across in a drawer, right at the back of the drawer, was a green book that someone had given me or I'd acquired. And what it was a book from the BBC, and it was dated 1947. And it was perfect condition. It was brilliant. And I thought, I don't remember this. And I started to open it. And what it was a rule book for people who make programmes for the BBC of what you're not allowed to say. And if you read this book, which I did mention in the book, you wouldn't be able to speak
at all.
Because there's religion. You can't say anything about religion. Homosexuality. You can't say anything like that. You can't say things that are, suggestive.
Yes.
And one of the things that it said is, with many of these examples, was, for example, you're not allowed to say winter draws on. The reference being ladies' underwear.
Oh, drawers?
Yes.
Draw?
Yeah.
Goodness me.
Yeah, so winter draws on was the one that got me. And I thought, if you put any of that by today's standards, you wouldn't be able to do anything because it's so restrictive. But the interesting thing about it was that what fired the whole thing. I started to do research, and I found old books and diaries and things that, like, are you being served? Was I in Are You Being Served? No, but I remember going to see it. So it opened the doors that had been remained closed for a long time.
Yeah. One of the doors that I liked that was opened, because I liked the audiobook as well. I like to hear you tell me the story as I'm listening. And what struck me is how much the affection that you had for Ronnie Barker. To me, that really stood out in the book. And just what affection you had for him, both in a way of he was a comedy great, one of the greatest of our time, but also just as a chap and a mentor, and what a nice man he was.
Yeah, I think you're right. And that was one of the things that rubbed off on me.
Yeah.
That he became a very good friend, or a close friend. We really did. But what I'd learned from Ronnie, which is a piece of information that I would like to impart onto famous people like yourselves, take note.
OK.
And what it was, that here was this genius of a writer-performer. And every time I worked with him, he would always amaze me if I had a tagline in the series, like Open All Hours or whatever. I'd have this tagline, which was the end of the joke, and I'd go, that's it, I've got my own tagline. And it's got a laugh. Oh, brilliant. Then he'd come along and top it. So the camera would come back to him and he would top my top. So it began to sort of irritate a little bit, but that's how brilliant he was. But one of the things that impressed me the most was how genuine as a real person he was, how generous. So when you were working with him, for example, a quick example would be that I was not being favoured very much, if you like, in one or two episodes of Open All Hours. And he wrote a piece, a very funny piece, with me getting some legs.
The legs.
That one, the legs one, yes, which we won't go into here.
It was so funny, though, hearing you tell the story.
But it was, he wrote that for me.
Yeah.
Because I was getting a little bit, you know, all I was doing was feeding Ronnie and not getting very many laughs of my own, something that Ronnie and I discussed. So the next thing I know, he'd written this scene for me. Now, that generosity reflected itself in his attitude to the business. So in other words, that not only was he a nice and lovely person to work with, he was generous to all his crew. So cameras and makeup, wardrobe.
The whole production.
Yeah. So what that meant was, and something I learned from him, was that they are all part of this business of creating humour for us at home to enjoy. And so Ronnie impressed upon me and made me aware of the fact that you're only the head of the team behind you, but you need all that team behind you to create the humour that you're going to deliver to your television
I don't know
screen.
if we create humour, but we've definitely got a great
we definitely
team.
have a fabulous team, and that's the point.
But that's the point. Though whatever position you're in, you enjoy it, but help to spread that amongst your crew, right? And the reason that has imprinted itself in my mind ever since was that I do hear stories, no names, no background, of certain members of our, our entertainment industry who are very selfish and rude. Can be selfish, rude, rather to the point of being vulgar. In other words, they don't respect the team. They say that, oh, it's me, I'm famous, you mind, you stay there, you two, and I'll have my close-ups here. Don't cut to them.
Please do cut to him. Please do.
No,
Keep it on him.
One, yes. So,
but there is a reason, though, you've
One.
been able to write this book and you've been in 6 decades, because clearly that was a huge influence on you, and you have gone on to work with everybody like that, whatever it is. I need to ask about Only Fools and Horses, if I may, Dave, which, of course, was such a hugely important series for all of us growing up, but you as well. Del Boy, as a character, I mean, it's really interesting in the book because you talk about the fact that as wonderful as he was to play and what an important role, it sort of haunted you a little bit because very often you couldn't really get away from him as well.
No, I suppose that's the I was trying to find the right word. I was going to say curse, but it's not. It's not a curse. But because of its success, it was, well, little did we know how successful it became. It was going to become. But what it did was that this shadow of that character that I played 40 years ago now, oh, excuse me, but it's always there. Now, I've changed physically, facially, an awful lot since I did that. Not quite too much. You
still
probably
got
know.
the chin.
Yes, I still got a chin. Thank you, miss. But what it done, I don't look like that anymore. But what it does is on the television, and people identify with that character, not me, but also everywhere I go, I'm introduced as David Jason. Oh, David Jason rings a bell. Yes, the character. Oh, Del Boy. So it sparks that off in everybody's memory. So I have to try and get hold of him and say, get down, sit there, will you? You're always behind me on my back. So it's a cross that I have to bear, but it's a lovely one because, I mean, I'm amazed at how much it's influenced people. But mainly how much it's entertained people.
Oh, exactly that. And it still lives on now. The musical is sensational. You've not seen the musical? Have you seen any?
No, but I understand that I'm probably going to see the new one.
Are you going to go in disguise, though? You'd cause chaos.
I know. The answer to that is I don't know yet. but when it first opened in the West End, I was invited to the first night.
Yeah, Paul.
And I thought about it and I thought, I can't really go because the huge amount of crowds that if they knew I was there and I was the original character, nobody'd be looking at the stage. They'd all be going, can I have a selfie? Can I have an autograph? But the show's started now. No, but I'd like to have it. So,
do you know what I like the idea, though, David? If you sneak in at some point, you get to watch it, and then at the end, a bit like the Phantom from the Phantom of the Opera, you stand up in a box.
Yeah.
And as they're taking the curtain call, you just wave at the crowd.
Yeah, with the jacket. The
With the sheepskin jacket.
that you
hey,
took.
that's a good idea.
Right?
I never thought of that.
Let's
do it.
Wait for the curtain to go up.
And then
come in at the back.
Yeah.
In the
And then
box.
be there. Exactly, be in a box.
Yes.
We'll talk to Paul Whitehouse.
Oh, I want tickets to that show.
Yes,
Yeah,
we
then
just
me.
want to be there.
Yeah, let's do it. A Life of Positive Thinking by David Jason
This
is
time next year.
Yeah.
Still lovely jubbly. That's what it is, David.
Well, we hope so, because there are little bits in there that I said that nobody I've not revealed before. But the one that's intrigued me, that set it all alight, if you like, was that
little diary.
That book.
Amazing.
The instructions to all producers, writers, actors, and everybody were handed this little book, tiny booklet.
As a guide.
The guide to
Amazing what
how
triggers,
to do it.
what the catalysts are.
Thank you for joining us,
for
David.
coming into
So
the
lovely to
studio.
see you.
Thank you.
Bless you.
Thank you for visiting our This Morning YouTube channel. We upload new content every day, so go ahead and hit that subscribe button so you don't miss out, and we'll see you in the morning.
Tommy, thank you for joining us this morning. Big day, the publication of the book.
Yeah, very big day. Very exciting. It's been a long road, but we're finally here.
Yeah. There's lots we want to get into. I mean, it's interesting because as soon as those pictures of you wandering around the Love Island set and house, you sort of went, that feels like a lifetime ago.
It does. I feel like that was, when I was 19, 20, and now I feel like I'm 60.
It's a lifetime, yeah.
Yeah, it's definitely whizzed by, but great memories, great memories.
What do you remember most about that?
I just remember it being the summer of a lifetime.
Yeah.
I only did Love Island in the first place because my flight got cancelled in the summer because I'd never watched it before. I'd never seen it, didn't know what I was getting myself into, but they said, you're going to be in Spain, so I'm going to see your son. I'm like, well, I've not been on holiday for a while. I haven't got a lot of money, so come on, I'll go on it. And I went on it, and I ended up finding love, and ended up finding the mother of my child, daughter, Bambi. So it was a very eventful summer.
Yeah. How is your little girl?
She's getting more cheeky by the day. She's 2 in January, so she's getting a lot more, understanding of what's going on and who people are, and she's just turning into her own little person. It's lovely.
And demanding of her daddy as well, I should imagine.
Oh, yeah, she's a daddy's girl. She's not only my twin, She's my personality as well.
Oh, she's going to have you wrapped around her little finger.
She already does. She already
wrapped
does.
around your little finger. So this book is called Lightning Can Strike Twice.
Yeah.
Why did you choose that?
I chose the name because growing up, you know, Tyson's the heavyweight champion of the world. He's at the pinnacle of the sport. He's successful as you can be. So automatically, trying to come up behind that is very tough. You know, there's not much you can do to compete with that. And everyone always told me, lightning can't strike twice in the same family. There can't be two successful people from the same family. And I said, do you know what? I'm going to go against the odds and I'm going to give it my best shot. And, you know, fast forward and we're here. You know, I've been a successful person, still doing successful things to this day. And it just shows you what a little bit of willpower and determination can do.
It's so funny, actually, you use that word successful, because that was kind of what you decided at age 7, you say in the book. You're like, and you weren't great at school necessarily.
Terrible.
No, because that's what you write in the book. You weren't great at school, but you're like, I am going to be successful. And that was the exact word you chose. What did you think?
I remember, it was like it was yesterday. I was sat in the car, putting my legs crossed, and I was looking out the window while the teacher was speaking. Probably shouldn't have been doing that.
Daydreaming,
At the end of the day, I sat there and I thought, do you know what? I want the best out of life, and I'm not afraid to go out and get what I need to do. I want to work hard. I want to be successful. And I didn't take no for an answer. And I had a lot of no's coming up. I had a lot of no's on the way. I had a lot of things that would have held most people back. But I just never took no for an answer. And I strove to be successful. And that's why I'm here today, because I'd never took no for an answer.
It's interesting watching your battle as well to fight, to become a professional fighter, and the amount of, and carrying the Fury name and what that means, the amount of people that would sign up to a fight and then would drop out.
Yeah.
It took a while for you to get started, didn't it, Ty?
It did. I'll be honest. Those days when I was younger, trying to get off the ground and running, they were the hardest times of my life, but they've sculpted me into the person I am now. You know, getting 6 buses a day, 6 buses home just to train for an hour. You know, I used to leave the house at 5:30 in the morning. I didn't used to get back till 6:30. Like a full day's work just to train for 1 hour. Yeah. And I didn't get paid for it. So, you know, it was real dedication.
So the Love Island thing did change your life. As you say, that fight got cancelled. You went into Love Island. You met Molly May. It's been a turbulent few months for you. Tommy, how are you feeling after everything that you've been through in the summer?
Yeah, I'm feeling okay, feeling good. I mean, obviously, you know, it doesn't take a genius to work out. It's been very tough for me. It's been very hard times. But, you know, at the end of the day, I've just been knuckling down into my training, taking my daughter to ballet, swimming and whatever else we do, messy plays. So just been keeping myself busy. And, of course, the book, you know, very excited to launch that today. And it's going to be an amazing day.
You are very honest in the book, and you've been honest about this, that your relationship with Molly May has been very public. It's been built around social media. The brand is you on social media. So, of course, anything that goes wrong is going to be played out in social media as well. How have you dealt with that criticism? Because there was a lot of sort of critics when Molly May put her statement out about the relationship, about the fact that the relationship had ended, immediately jumped to the conclusion that you'd done something wrong.
Yeah, no, of course. I mean, there's been a lot of critics out there, and there'll be critics out there till the day I die. Everyone will point the finger when there's a bandwagon to jump on. But at the end of the day, you know, out of respect to Molly and out of respect to myself and, you know, our relationship and, you know, to us, you know, I'm going to let us deal with that in private as much as we can. At the end of the day, you know, I'm just happy to be here today and talk about my book, and I want to leave all that stuff to me and Molly, because I think, you know, we owe the respect to ourselves to do that.
You did add an extra chapter, didn't you?
Yes.
And there is one accusation that you have addressed, which is this accusation that in some way you cheated on Molly.
Yeah, like I say, I'm going to leave all that stuff, you know, for me and Molly to work through, because at the end of the day, a lot of stuff's been put out there. You know, the whole world's seen what we've been going through for the past, you know, month or 2 months, however long it's been. And, you know, in the book,
you categorically deny it.
Yeah, I added a last chapter in there, and what I did was I talked about all my feelings leading up and how I felt during this time. So it's all in the book. Like I said, I felt freely in the book to speak. So that's why I added the last chapter in, to keep everybody up to date. And in there, I've talked about my feelings in the past 2 months, and it has been tough, but, you know, you can read about it all in there.
Yeah. I think it's so easy for the media to kind of class one person as a villain and the other as a victim, and and I think that by doing this, you do clear it up, because actually you want to be in a great position to co-parent with your daughter too.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, like I say, me and Molly and Bambi, we are a family. We're a family unit, and we're going to tackle this in private.
Yeah, yeah.
Would you like to get back together? Because it seems like the two of you, well, the three of you are such a wonderful team.
Yeah, like I say, it's my family. At the end of the day, I love them till the day I die.
Let's talk about fighting.
Yep.
Where you are, because last time I saw you, you were having reconstructive surgery on your fist.
Yes.
Where are you with that? Is there another fight on the cards for you, Tommy?
Yeah, I mean, I'd like to get out in December, January, anywhere around that time. You know, my knuckle's been out of action for a long 9 months. As you can see, it's still massive.
Look at the size of it, though.
So
I'm like, whoa!
There's a bit of a difference, but at the end of the day, the surgeon did a great job. And I'm back, I'm using my hand, I'm fighting fit. So it's just about getting back into the ring and taking more shots and getting back into the role of being a fighter. I've been out for a long time, so I just need to get back in the ring, get some rounds underneath the belt, and we can do more big fights.
Yeah. You training, though, for it? You ready to go?
I never take a day off from the gym. Training's my life. Training's, you know, one of the things that's helped me get through this tough time. I love training. It's the only thing I know how to do, so stick till the devil you know, I guess, isn't it?
Yeah. Well, thank you for joining us this morning. Thank you so much. Your book, My Life as a Fury, Lightning Can Strike Twice, is out today.
Yes.
Good to see you.
Congratulations.
Thank you very much.
Oh, hello. Thank you for visiting our This Morning YouTube channel. We upload tons of new content every single day. So hit the subscribe button, like all the videos, and don't miss out. We'll see you in the morning.